Mesdames et messieurs, bonsoir. Je suis Marie-Paul Babli et ce soir, je suis très heureuse de vous recevoir dans American Vibe sur la chaîne ZIANA TV America. Nous allons aborder un sujet très important, surtout aux États-Unis, ce qu'on appelle le communauté empowerment, c'est-à-dire comment la force de la communauté peut transformer la vie et les actions. Et vous avez compris, nous allons centrer sur la communauté African American in United States, donc c'est-à-dire la communauté Black aux États-Unis. Pour cela, je vais accueillir 3 invités qui vont nous parler d'expérience. Donc, permettez-moi de commencer donc par un homme. Ça sera Monsieur Gerry Foster. Monsieur Gerry Foster.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Gerry. Et Monsieur Gerry Foster est brand strategist et formateur international, si on veut le dire en anglais. Il est brand strategist and international instructor. So, je vais vous donner plus d'informations à son sujet. Deuxièmement, je vais accueillir Denise Estelle. Madame Denise Estelle. OK, hi Denise.
Hi.
Hi. Donc, elle est leader et une figure emblématique de tout ce qui est la force empowerment communautaire à Los Angeles précisément, si je le dis en anglais, iconic figure of community empowerment. Et la dernière personne que nous invitons, c'est le docteur Cherilyn Lee. Hi, Cherilyn. Et Cherilyn, on va beaucoup parler parce qu'elle est experte en santé et tout ce qui est en bien-être. Elle a beaucoup été nutritionniste de certaines célébrités. Elle nous expliquera un peu le tout. Alors, vous savez, nous allons découvrir comment chacun, donc vous voyez nos 3 invités, à sa manière, a contribué à renforcer tout ce qui est lien communautaire avec la communauté Black américaine et l'influence positive que cela peut avoir sur nos vies et sur la vie, évidemment, des Américains noirs. Alors, je vais commencer directement. Et si les femmes le permettent, je vais commencer par un homme, Monsieur Gerry Foster. Et n'oublions pas quand même qu'il y a un interprète. Donc, Boris, enchanté.
Enchanté.
Enchanté. Alors, vous allez interpréter et puis, bien sûr, si vous avez des questions à poser, il n'y a aucun problème. OK. So, you can start interpreting in English. I will start with Gerry. Sorry, ladies. For the first time, I will let a man start it. Okay? If you all of us. Gerry, nice to meet you today. And vous êtes brand stratégique et formateur international. J'ai une première question pour vous. Vous êtes connu comme ce qu'on appelle branding evangelist. Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire?
Oh, Gerry, welcome. We're very happy to have you here on the broadcast. And to get started, you are known around the world to be a brand strategist and a brand evangelist. Can you tell us a little bit about that fancy way of calling things?
Well, first off, thank you for having me here. It's an honor to be here. And I love folks from France, especially Paris. So this is great. I think it has more to do with my style of delivery. I'm known for preaching the gospel of big branding. And a lot of times I do it with a lot of zest and motivation and inspiration. And so a couple of other names have been given to me. Some of my favorites were, someone said, "You're the godfather of branding." And what this other guy, he said, "Big Daddy branding," or something like that. It was funny. So that's really all it has to do with.
Okay. I'm going to translate as you speak. Oui, bien sûr. Alors moi, je suis connu pour être quelqu'un qui est spécialisé dans les marques, dans le développement des marques, ce qu'on appelle le branding en anglais. Et tout au long de ma carrière, j'ai eu plusieurs appellations. Il y en a qui m'ont appelé le père du branding parce que c'est ce que je sais faire de mieux. J'ai développé une expertise dans le développement des marques pour aider des entreprises à développer des marques qui accrochent le marché. Donc voilà un peu l'histoire autour de cette appellation.
Okay, thanks. Thanks a lot, Gerry. And for 40 years now, you have experience helping entrepreneurs, small businesses, order to elevate their identity, clarify their message, and rise into the full strength of the authority. But my question here is, how can we combine business and God? Okay, I think that is a stupid question, but for us in Europe, when you are in God, you are supposed to be, spiritual or remain poor and welcome the heaven. So now we are seeing that you can combine a spiritual things with business and make money.
Yes, I think a lot of it has to do with, for me, in terms of the connection, is that you're not just in business to make money or to sell something. The kind of work that I do is to let people know that you're here to build a legacy. And from a spiritual perspective, that means as a brand, you have to establish what's called your exclusive identity, which means being able to nail down and articulate what sets you apart and what is the unique value that you offer that your God has given to you that someone cannot find anywhere else.
Alors, la question qui a été posée pour nos auditeurs et nos téléspectateurs, c'est de savoir comment peut-on mélanger, imbriquer à la fois la stratégie sur les marques, le développement des marques et la religion. Et notre invité répond en disant que tout est question de ce que vous voulez faire de votre appel, parce que le développement stratégique sur les marques constitue un devoir d'un point de vue professionnel. Mais ce devoir s'imbrique également avec un devoir d'un point de vue spirituel qui est de faire en sorte que lorsque vous travaillez, vous devez laisser un héritage et cet héritage, vous devez si bien l'ancrer dans l'histoire que finalement, on ne pourra jamais vous oublier. Et donc, l'aspect religieux concerne tout simplement le fait de bien faire son travail de manière à laisser un impact sur la postérité, un héritage sur la postérité.
Okay, thank you, Gerry. Last question for you, and then I would start with women, and then I will come back to you. You spoke a lot about, you repeat that word, identity. Do you think that Black people in the United States or maybe in Los Angeles have the problem with being Black? That we need to build trust in community empowerment and strategy, etc., for Black people?
Oh, absolutely. Because unless you're standing out, you're blending in. And unless you are distinct, you risk being extinct. So one could say that from the standpoint of race, that there's so many, let's say, assumptions, foolish assumptions that are made about Black people. We're less intelligent, for example. We tend to exaggerate or lie, or we're prone to criminal behavior. We're dishonest and all of that. So we have bigger issues that we have to overcome. And so from a branding standpoint, especially as an individual, which is called your personal brand, and work that I do is more about your authority brand, you have to make it a point to not only set you apart, but be able to articulate and communicate about your unique value so that you demand attention and inspire action, because you're incomparable. There's no one like you.
Oui, alors la question qui a été posée, c'est de savoir est-ce que les Américains, les Afro-Américains de Los Angeles ou d'ailleurs ont-ils un problème d'identité? Et là, on parle des Noirs américains ou des Afro-Américains. Est-ce qu'ils ont un problème d'identité qui pourrait expliquer cette envie de construire une marque, une identité. Eh bien, notre invité répond en disant que, à moins que vous soyez quelqu'un qui se distingue par quelque chose d'unique, vous allez être, en tant qu'Afro-Américain, être noyé dans la masse et personne ne vous reconnaîtra. Et donc, le besoin de se distinguer vient du sentiment que nous devons absolument créer quelque chose d'unique qui nous permette de nous différencier des autres et de montrer notre valeur. Et donc, nous, en tant qu'Afro-Américains, nous devons absolument nous distinguer par la créativité. Et on parle, par exemple, de la marque de personnalité ou d'identité personnelle ou la marque de l'autorité ou la personnalité que vous vous forgez par rapport à qui vous êtes, par rapport aux valeurs que vous portez. Donc, voilà ce que je pense.
Thank you, Gerry. Thank you, Gerry. Thank you a lot. Now, I will go to you, ladies, okay? And Mrs. Denise, Estelle, oh my God, I read your experience and your CV, and I don't know, okay, it's very long. And of course, you born and raised in Los Angeles. You graduated there in California State University. In 2001, you find a program called Senior Circuit to provide services to the senior citizen. And in 2009, you found Wally Me, with a kind of conference about first natural hair in Los Angeles. And then something I would like to question you about, that Honor Thy Father Award, of course, to acknowledge over 100 men consisting of father, husband, mentor, role model, things like this. We're going to talk about it. And now, of course, with all that experience, you are ambassador for the Global Peace Federation. You're a writer, you're a director, you're a producer, you're a speaker, you're an author. You are an amazing woman. Okay, so now, okay, my question for you, that is, or Estelle, sorry, 30 years of your life to create many events, celebrate culture in the Black community. Why do you go to this way as a young Black woman? Why are you motivated to change and to talk about culture in our community? Oh, I mean, in Black community. Sorry.
I just want to translate before you go back and answer. Alors, Estelle, vous êtes quelqu'un, vous avez grandi à Los Angeles, vous êtes activement engagé dans le service communautaire. Vous avez en 2005 créé une association qui aide des personnes âgées. Vous avez créé une autre association qui nourrit le sentiment d'appartenance à la communauté afro-américaine en aidant les femmes à afficher leurs cheveux noirs, leurs cheveux naturels. Vous êtes quelqu'un qui a vraiment un parcours d'engagement citoyen et communautaire exceptionnel dans la communauté afro-américaine. Et aujourd'hui, qu'est-ce qui vous a motivé à avoir un sens si profond de l'engagement citoyen?
Okay, that's a very good question. I think for the most part, when people are on their path or walking their journey, it starts with a seed, usually in young childhood or adolescence. And there's something that happens in your life that makes an impact. And in my case, I'll share a short story with you. I came from a single parent household. It was me, my sister, and my mother. Now, my sister had a different father. Her father would come and visit her every other weekend. And when she'd come back, she would have clothes and toys. And I didn't have anybody picking me up. So this went on year after year. And so one day a man comes to the door in a uniform. And as he's leaving, my mother looks at me and says, Denise, that's your father. So comparing my father, who gave me no value, to my sister's father that gave her value, it just validated that I was nobody because she had the dad and I didn't. And so subsequently what happened was maybe 2 months after the incident with my father, my sister's father comes to pick her up again, and he's talking to our mother. And so I'm in the other room playing with my Barbie doll, and my mother comes and says, Denise, do you want to go with Brenda and Charles? You know, they had never asked me that before. And I said, yes, I want to go. My mother put my clothes in a paper bag, and I went with my sister and my father, and I got a chance to see firsthand what it was like to have a father. And what happened was when he bought her clothes, he bought me clothes. When he bought her toys, he bought me toys. And so little did I know when my mother asked me if I wanted to go with Brenda and Charles, little did I know that that day, my sister's father would become my father. So with that being said, that was a seed planted in me, because seeing my dad absent was an indication that fathers weren't valid, because I didn't have a father. But now, experiencing my sister's dad, I saw the reality of having a dad. And so that was seeded inside of me. So when I got older, I would see fathers with their children, and I'd want to hold them. And so saying all of that to say the seed was planted when I was younger. And so as an adult, I would want to hug fathers. And then I came up with the Honor Thy Father Awards. So saying that to say it was a seed that was planted when I was a child.
Alors, tout parcours est marqué par une expérience ou un vécu qui forge finalement le parcours ou le caractère ou le personnage. Vous me posez la question tout à l'heure de savoir comment est-ce que je me suis engagé dans le service communautaire. En fait, je vais vous raconter une anecdote, une histoire de ma vie. J'ai grandi dans une famille monoparentale où il n'y avait que ma mère, donc je n'ai pas connu mon père. Et dans cette maison, j'avais une sœur qui était née d'un autre père. Et il se trouve que le père de ma sœur venait régulièrement à la maison. Et à chaque fois qu'il venait à la maison, je le voyais avoir des gestes d'affection et d'amour avec sa fille, chose que moi, je n'avais absolument pas. Et cela m'attristait énormément, et parfois j'avais tendance à me replier dans ma chambre. Et l'autre jour, alors que j'étais en train de jouer à la poupée, je voyais le père de ma sœur cadette lui ramener des cadeaux. Et c'est quelque chose qui arrivait très souvent. Et puis un jour, ma mère m'a dit, alors que le papa de ma sœur venait d'arriver, le chercher pour aller se promener, ma mère m'a suggéré d'aller avec eux. Et elle m'a demandé est-ce que si je voulais aller avec eux. Et j'ai accepté avec beaucoup d'empressement parce que c'est quelque chose que je n'avais jamais expérimenté. Alors, nous sommes partis et à ma grande surprise, le père de ma sœur nous a acheté à tous les deux, nous a offert à tous les deux des cadeaux. Et donc, ça a été une expérience extraordinaire. Plus tard, quand je suis devenu adulte, j'ai commencé à exprimer beaucoup d'amour envers les gens, simplement parce que il y a eu cette sémence-là qui a été plantée en moi.
Yes, so I just want to say everything that I do generally has a story to it. Everything that I do has a story to it. So again, that was the Honor Thy Father Awards. Woolly Me has a story to it. Everything has a story to it. So just let me know when you want me to go over another aspect of what I do.
Sure. Dr. Cherilyn, I hope you are good. Or maybe you can have a glass of water.
Years. This is the first time in years. It's really strange.
Okay. Second question for you, Denise, because now I understand a little bit about or things you are doing in your life. But my second question for you, we're going to talk about this event, Honor Thy Father Award. So now I understand. But I'm a little bit surprised because when the girls grew up without a father, most of the time she become what we call a feminist. And you honor men. Okay, you honor our father. In our world where many women want to declare that they are free from men, they are free from anything from men, in patriarchal world, or it is a man's world, and you celebrate men, you celebrate father, you celebrate mentorship from men, etc., and not feminist or feminine leadership. So that's why I was surprised when I read your biography. I know that there is a story behind this, but honestly, why is it so important for you to celebrate men and not women? Because you
Well,
live with your mom, and your mom done most of the part of what you are today, and your father was not there for you.
yes, but I must say I got
Can,
a
can,
little.
I, can, I, can I just translate for our viewers? Alors, voici ma deuxième question. Je vois que vous êtes quelqu'un de très engagé et aujourd'hui, dans notre société, et c'est encore plus vrai dans la société américaine, les femmes ont tendance à, lorsqu'elles ont grandi dans un environnement monoparental, à s'engager dans le féminisme, dans le mouvement féministe. Et vous avez choisi d'aller à contre-courant de cette tendance, de ce mouvement, et vous avez fait le choix de célébrer les pères. Pourquoi alors vous célébrez les pères? Pourquoi vous valorisez le patriarcat, vous valorisez le rapport avec les hommes? Qu'est-ce qui pourrait expliquer ça?
Okay, a couple things here. We live in a society that's screwed up, just totally screwed up. And in terms of Black men, this society has looked at black men in this society is at the bottom of the barrel. And we have to support our men. We have to be there for our brothers, our fathers, our husbands, our mentors. Men are a part of the fabric of our family. Men are, we come from men, we come from women, we come from both. We make a really big deal out of Mother's Day. I'm sorry. We make a really, really big deal out of Mother's Day. We celebrate it. It's one of the biggest holidays around. I believe we need to make equally a big deal out of Father's Day, because fathers need to know that they are loved and appreciated. There was one father that was honored at Honor Thy Father, and he had three teenage sons. They were just running amok. They weren't going to school. They were failing in class. They were cussing. They were coming in late. And the mother was trying to keep her family together. But the husband, the dad, he was in disarray. He didn't believe that he was of value to his boys. So the mother decided to honor her husband. And so one of the things that we have at the Honor Thy Father Awards is we have a portion called Words from the Heart, where family and friends talk about what the honoree means to them. So this particular mother had the boys sit in front of the camera and explain how valuable their father was. So at the awards dinner, this father is looking up at the screen, seeing his boys say how wonderful of a dad he is. And so he thought he was dreaming. He literally thought he was dreaming. I saw him in the foyer a little bit after, and he came up to me and he said, "Is this a dream?" For his boys to honor him, he's asking me, "Is this a dream?" We need to step to the plate and honor our men, because they are just, if we don't, the society will continue to incarcerate them like they have so many other brothers and sisters. But who's going to stand up for our men? If it's not us, then who?
Oui, effectivement, il est absolument important que nous puissions honorer, nous puissions célébrer les hommes, parce que nous vivons dans une société qui est complètement issue, complètement dépravée, où on a tendance à donner plus de valeur à la femme et moins à l'homme. C'est encore plus vrai aux États-Unis. Vous avez l'homme qui occupe vraiment est relégué au second plan. Et donc moi, j'ai fait de la célébration de l'homme une espèce de combat, d'objectifs pour valoriser les hommes, valoriser les valoriser comme des mentors, comme des pères de famille, parce que les hommes font partie du tissu familial, du tissu social. Nous venons des hommes et inversement, les hommes viennent des femmes, et il est tout à fait honorable de célébrer autant les hommes que les femmes. Et donc moi, je me souviens d'une histoire qui est liée à des événements, des cérémonies qui étaient organisées, au cours desquelles des gens devaient rendre hommage à leur père. Et il y avait un garçon qui, un jour, lors de cette cérémonie, a tenu à rendre hommage à son père en lui disant combien il l'aimait. Et ce père qui regardait à la télé et voyant son fils lui rendre un tel hommage a quasiment fondu en larmes, tellement il ne s'attendait pas à voir son fils le louer et le célébrer. Et donc, je pense que dans la communauté afro-américaine, il est tout à fait important pour nous de célébrer les hommes. Autrement, ils finiront par être tous incarcérés, comme c'est malheureusement le cas.
And let me also tag in and say, when you honor our men, you honor our families. You honor our children. You honor our structure. So it's not just the man, it's just the wholesome of family and community. And it's so needed right now.
Et lorsque vous honorez un homme, lorsque vous le mettez sur un piédestal, en fait, vous honorez des enfants, vous honorez une famille, vous honorez finalement toute la structure de laquelle découle toute la société finalement. Et donc ça, c'est très important et nous en avons vraiment besoin aux États-Unis.
Okay, Gerry, what do you think when you see a woman talk like this about men, father? Because most of the time, we have a vision of many father abandon their family. We have men with 2, 3, 4, or 10 kids from different mother, not stable prison and not stable jobs. And we have this vision of the Black man most of the time. And now we have that woman, the celebrate man, that they said the place of the father is really important in the family. What do you think when you see that as a man?
Oh, I'm inspired. I think it's wonderful because women, especially Black women, are the rock. They're the rock of the family. And I would even assert that in the majority of Black families, and oftentimes because of the reasons that you just said. And Black women have throughout history stood beside and in front of their men, be it their husband, their boyfriend, their children. You ever heard the expression, if you ever meet or come across or know a successful man, the reason why he's successful is because there's a woman sitting next to him telling him what to do. So, I mean, Denise is right on point with everything she just said.
Donc la question qui a été posée à notre invité Gerry, c'est de savoir qu'est-ce que ça lui fait, qu'est-ce que cela lui inspire de voir des femmes soutenir des hommes dans une société américaine où les hommes ont tendance à être a tendance à délaisser leur famille, a tendance à vivre une vie de débauche avec plusieurs enfants, avec de mères différentes. Qu'est-ce que ça vous fait? Et notre invité répond en disant que la femme est la fondation, le pilier de la famille, et que il affirmerait même que sans la femme, il serait difficile tout simplement d'envisager une vie en société dans la communauté afro-américaine, parce que tout au long de l'histoire des Noirs aux États-Unis, il a été prouvé que les femmes ont toujours été à l'avant-garde, elles ont toujours défendu bec et ongle les hommes, parce que il y a cet engagement, cet instinct, cet amour maternel qu'elles ont, qui fait que elles sont toujours là, quoi qu'il arrive, pour soutenir les hommes. Et donc, Estelle a parfaitement raison lorsqu'elle a abordé cet aspect.
Thank you very much. Now, Dr. Cherilyn, Doctor, you were gonna to talk about, of course, well-being, very important things. You have done so many things on it. And my first question, I don't want to waste time, is for you, our personal well-being can influence the Black community, because most of the time we are talking about how to reduce sugar, obesity, and many things like this. You have to go to gym and to practice, but about food, how to feed ourselves, we don't know really. And sometimes we're just thinking that it costs a lot of money. So for you, for a long time, you practice this, what kind of advice you can give to the community and influence this to change the way and the relation with food, for example?
Alors, docteur Cherilyn, merci d'être là. Voici ma première question pour vous. Comment le bien-être peut vraiment impacter la santé des Afro-Américains? Aux États-Unis, beaucoup d'Afro-Américains sont confrontés à des problèmes de santé publique, tels que l'obésité, le diabète. Beaucoup d'Afro-Américains souffrent énormément de ce qu'on pourrait appeler un fléau. Comment faire en sorte que les Afro-Américains développent la passion pour le sport, pour le bien-être à travers la nourriture, pour qu'ils se sentent bien?
Well, I first like to say a little something before I answer your question, if you don't mind. I've been a practitioner for over 40 years. And I'd like to say that I started this because of my own journey. I was scheduled at age 7 to have both my legs amputated. I had something called eczema from the thigh down. And because one doctor out of a team of 7 said, told my mother, I'm going to save your daughter's legs. Then I saw within myself, I want to be that type of a doctor. I want to be that type of a practitioner. My feeling is no one should ever have to suffer. And if you're eating foods that's going to cause destruction in your body, that's what's going to happen. So, I had a cholesterol level myself at 300 years ago. And, not knowing before I came into the knowing of what we need to eat. So what you eat, think, and how you live your life, letting go of baggage, negative baggage, forgiveness, will hold you back. So it's not so time of what you eat, it's what's eating you. So what's eating you will cause just as much destruction in your body as what you're putting in your body. So I'm a big advocate when people come to me as an example saying, I have arthritis, I have joint pain. Inflammation is linked to sugar. Inflammation is linked to gluten foods. You saw me cough because I walked past something outside that blew in my face, and it was an allergen. So, things in the environment can also affect us. So What you put in your body is important. So if you eat a lot of sugar, you're going to have inflammation. You're going to have heart disease. So you have to be very careful. So the heart, too, when you have a condition with the heart, is the food, is what you're thinking, is what you haven't let go of. All of these things plays a major role in how you heal. I had malignant hypertension, 250 over 160. That's what put me in a coma, along with asthma, some many years ago. So I've been in 2 comas, pulmonary embolisms, you name it. So because of my own journey, I started doing other things because I don't like to see people sick. Through the grace of God, I have been healed. I have a birthday next month in February where I'll be 73 years old. So I am grateful for this journey. I'm grateful to be able to help people to heal. And that's what I do on a big scale. I would travel anywhere. I do a 3-minute cardiovascular screening and I go out to anywhere people call me. I will be there. I do this for free and it's complete. It gives you your heart rate, let you know. But what's important is that autonomic nervous system. When you know parasympathetic versus sympathetic, where are you? If you're hanging over here in a sympathetic, that means your cortisol levels are going to be up, your blood pressure is going to be up, your thyroid is going to be off. A lot of things are happening. So when I show them this, they're like, oh my goodness, you can do things about it. Meditate, pray, sleep. Your sleep circadian rhythm will keep you well. I'm writing a book right now called Detox the Mind. I'm sorry. What the hell are you detoxing from? H is for heavy metal, E is for environmental, and L is for liver, lung, and lymphatic. I have several, my dear sister here have a chapter in the book dealing with emotion, but it's very complete and very thorough. What do you need to do? People talk about parasites. I need to get rid of parasites. I know I'm going on, but I just thank you for this opportunity. And I just let people know there's some easy ingredients where you can heal. There's certain things you can do to bring down blood pressure, blood sugar. You don't need a lot of money. Go into yourself, pray, meditate, sleep, let go. Diabetes is linked to the joy and sweetness of your life. What robbed you of the sweetness in your life? What robbed you? You could trace it back to diabetes, high blood pressure. People are stressed. You got to learn to relax. It's not worth it. Heart attacks and strokes. I deal with this with mothers, with children, and single parents. You have to let go, take care of yourself. I've seen it in the emergency room. So what you eat, but it's what's eating you. So yes, we must stay away from all the fatty foods. We must make sure everything is balanced. Mainly if you go on a 3% carb diet, 3% carb, you can get rid of inflammation very fast. You can get rid of diabetes very quick. 3% carbs. And if anybody ever wanted, I can send it to you, can send it out to the people because it's very simple.
Oui, effectivement, je suis nutritionniste. C'est un métier que j'ai exercé pendant à peu près 25 ans. Et cette expérience m'est venue ce métier m'a été inspiré suite à une expérience, un vécu personnel très très tôt dans mon enfance. J'ai souffert de pas mal de maladies. On m'a diagnostiqué une eczéma, on m'a diagnostiqué des problèmes au niveau des jambes. Et un médecin m'a dit que je ne pouvais pas en guérir. Et un autre est venu, m'a finalement guéri. Et donc, partant de là, je me suis dit qu'il faut que je m'engage dans la médecine pour que je puisse apporter aux gens ce dont ils ont besoin pour guérir des maladies. Et donc, aux États-Unis, nous avons plusieurs personnes qui souffrent des problèmes de diabète, des problèmes de tension artérielle, de problèmes liés à la consommation d'aliments beaucoup trop sucrés qui causent énormément de maladies. Et il faut savoir qu'aujourd'hui, la bouffe ou la malbouffe est devenue la cause principale de la mortalité aux États-Unis. Beaucoup de gens meurent de cela. Et moi, je conseille aux gens que je reçois dans mon cabinet ou que j'ai pu voir lors de mes expériences à l'hôpital, de lâcher prise, de faire du sport, de ne pas être trop angoissé, de ne pas être trop anxieux, parce que le stress crée de l'inflammation au niveau du corps. Et il est important de savoir ce qui est bon pour le corps, de pouvoir manger des aliments sains pour nous débarrasser des maladies telles que la maladie, la pression artérielle, les maladies cardiaques, le diabète, etc. Et là, en ce moment, je suis en train d'écrire pas mal un livre où j'explique aux gens comment se débarrasser de la tension artérielle, parce que il faut connaître votre système parasympathique, le système nerveux sympathique et parasympathique, parce que c'est là finalement que se déterminent tous les paramètres liés à la tension ou à la pression artérielle que l'on peut avoir. Et donc aujourd'hui, on dispose de plein d'aliments qui peuvent aider justement à se débarrasser du diabète, de la tension artérielle et de bien d'autres maladies.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Doctor. And Doctor, you know, for example, we have here with us Gerry Foster. For example, Gerry Foster is out many entrepreneurs around the world throughout branding and have to be successful in business and all this stuff. Okay, that is good. But most of the entrepreneurs suffering of pressure, and we are in the world of pressure, or you have to make money, you have to go very quick and everything like this. That is our society now. So now with all this, they feel exhausted, stressed, and many things. So for you now, when you see our world now, how combine power and nutritional education and many things like this to fail many people, not only entrepreneurs, but I'm talking about it because I'm an entrepreneur too, and I feel always stressed. And most of the time when I'm stressed, I'm going to eat. I have to be honest, and what I want to eat is sugar. Okay, so that is real because all the time we are under pressure. And now how we can combine all these things, why nutrition is really important for many of us, and to struggle against stress and the pressure of the society. You work for many celebrities and you know it, the pressure. Give us an example. Help us.
Okay. So what I do is I tell people one of the easiest things, people who crave sugar. Now I have something that's really wonderful, and it's called a super patch. And one of the super patches is called Kick It. So you have no desire to want sugar, drugs, smoking, or anything. It really works easy. There's no medication. But when you want something sweet, I tell people, get an apple, you know, maybe a green apple. You cut it up into pieces. You put it in a bag. You sprinkle some cinnamon in it and just squish it around. And get some toothpicks so you don't have to put your dirty hands in the bag. And then keep munching on that. It's very satisfying. It's sweet because of the natural sugar in the apple. So it's certain things we start to do. Bake sweet potatoes. Bake you some sweet potatoes. Cut them up. Put them in the refrigerator. When you want something kind of sweet, then munch on that. So the things we start to eat with sugar and not pull into it, but sometimes find out why. Why am I going? Yes, we have.
Cherilyn, many Black people doesn't like fruit.
Okay. Okay. So, you know, we can do the patch, but
I'm just teasing you, just to push you, and then that's it.
Thank you for that.
It's better to eat a pizza than to eat fruit and apple.
But that's only when you have a crave for sugar. Just keep that nearby. But the stress we're under, because I work with a lot of patients who are entrepreneurs, and as we know, celebrities are, but everyday people are very stressed right now. I tell them, stop and close your eyes. When not driving now, and you have to go deep into the divine. And you need to meditate and pray. If you want something in business, if your business is stressed, mine was at one point, I said, let me take a step back. At one point, I wanted this machine, a thermography machine. I was very stressed about it because I wanted to offer these tests for women because inflammatory breast cancer is not picked up by mammogram. I wanted that machine desperately. So what did I do? I meditate and I prayed. I already talked to the people. They said, we're not going to give you this $25,000 machine. We don't give them away. 2 months passed by. They called me. They said, did you check your email? No, check your email. Check my email. They said, we're giving you the machine. Just send us $4,000 so we can ship it to you. I said, I don't have that. I'm working in a community where people don't have a lot of money. So I keep my prices where they're affordable. And then I do a lot of things away from the clinic for free all the time. And like stroke screening, I do that in the community. And when people can see sometime what's happening, you know, the carotid artery, women didn't know if they had plaque in the carotid artery, and you go to get in a bowl to wash your hair, or you're turning your neck really hard, or somebody's massaging your neck, that plaque can break out and go to your brain. More women were having strokes than breast cancer. Nobody was talking about that, but I did. I went all over the community doing screening everywhere with this. So this, and then I show them with stress, what happens to the body. So you have a choice. You could take a step back, and if you something that you want, let's work on that. If something's going wrong with your job, let's meditate and pray about that. It's the way you perceive it, how you're going to deal with it. Sometimes I'm going to sleep. I'm going to put it in God's hand. I'm going to pray about it, and then he'll give me an insight. Sometime while I'm asleep, when I wake up. And then we'll say, you know, this is going to go out this way. Because everything we want is not for us. It's not for you. So you should just ask the divine, is this something for me? Is this something, because I want it desperately, but is this something good for me? So those questions are important. So the stress, we modify it. What's making you stress? What's causing you so much stress? Going to this, you know, I used to see a couple of patients that was really stressful. And I had to turn that energy and say, okay, let me see why. What in me is making that stressful for me? Let me just take a step back and pray and see what's making that stressful for me. And then I would have a talk with them. Because one lady did not understand a consultation. And she was just driving me really. Every time she would call me, I felt my blood pressure going up. And I'm like, you tell me you have questions, that's a consultation. But no, I only have a couple of questions. That's a consultation. And she kept calling and calling. So finally, I called her and I had a nice, calm conversation with her and explained it to her. But we have to just really see what is it that's causing the stress. You know, if it's a job, maybe we need to turn some things around with the job. I need Mr. Foster, because I am rebranding myself as we speak. This is a blessing for me to see you on and listen to what you do, because I'm rebranding myself. I'm rebranding, and our new name it was New Wellness Healthcare. Is now changed to Infinite Healing, the number 4 in the letter U, because it's infinite. It's infinite. I'm gonna tell you something I was doing, and it was stressful. Something that I'm doing, and I want you to come, everybody to come and be part of this. It's going to happen. I want to see a wellness gala, like the wellness Grammys, okay? That's what it's going to be, like a Grammy, but it's wellness. And so I had a chance to do an elevator pitch to this person who owns Entertainment Tonight Television, who is a billionaire. And so someone said, you got to tell him what you're doing. And when I told him, I said, I was a little nervous. I'm like, okay, because I want him to put money into this, you know? And he said, oh my goodness, I love this. Because what we're going to do is have a big screen television. We're going to highlight people who have been healed through alternative medicine, through integrative medicine, through functional medicine. They're going to be the patients, big screen, and show their story. We have some beautiful stories, not all of my patients. I have other practitioners involved. Then they're going to walk out on the stage and they're going to model. As you know, I love fashion. So I combine fashion and health together. And we have some beautiful stories and healing journeys to so many people. Because again, me being in 2 comas, the first coma I went to hell, the second coma I went to heaven 10 years later. And I know for a fact, what brought me out of hell when I went to hell was forgiveness. So once I went through my journey of forgiveness and forgave my ex-husband, and that's part of my anti-aging program, is forgiveness. Forgiveness is part of my anti-aging.
Alors, donc la question qui a été posée à Cherilyn, notre invitée, c'est de savoir comment, parce qu'on a pris l'exemple sur Gerry qui est spécialisé dans le branding et qui accompagne les entrepreneurs à développer leur marque. comment faire face au stress et à la pression liée à la vie sociale, à la vie familiale, à la vie professionnelle. Et à cette question, notre invité a répondu en disant que tout part de la pression doit être gérée au mieux et la première étape consiste à prendre du recul. Il faut suffisamment prendre du recul pour ne pas se laisser engloutir par la pression à laquelle on peut être confronté. Moi, je travaille dans le service social, dans une œuvre communautaire où j'aide les patients, les personnes en difficulté dans le domaine de la santé à se prendre en charge. Et puis un jour, j'ai eu besoin d'acheter une machine qui permet de réaliser des tests de mammographie pour les femmes qui souffraient de cancer de sein. Et malheureusement, 25 000 $, ça représentait beaucoup d'argent et je n'avais pas clairement cet argent puisque moi, je travaille dans le service communautaire et où il n'y a pas assez de financement. Et donc, j'ai insisté et puis un jour, quelqu'un m'a dit allez regarder, consulter vos mails et je regarde les mails et cette machine, on nous l'avait offerte. Et là, quand on fait les examens, on s'aperçoit que plus de femmes, en fait, les femmes mourraient plus d'arrêt cardiaque, de problèmes liés à l'arrêt cardiaque ou aux AVC, des accidents vasculaires cérébraux, plutôt que des cancers de sein. Et donc, c'est important de comprendre que les accidents comme les maladies comme les AVC sont des maladies qui sont liées à la pression, au stress, au manque de sommeil. Et donc, il faut agir à ce niveau-là pour éviter d'en arriver à des crises d'arrêt cardiaque ou d'accidents vasculaires cérébraux. Et moi, personnellement, j'ai connu pas mal de problèmes dans ma vie. J'ai été dans le coma à 2 reprises. La première fois, j'en suis sorti. Et la deuxième fois, je me suis retrouvé au paradis. Et tout ça à cause des problèmes que j'ai eus dans ma vie personnelle. Et désormais, j'ai opté pour le pardon. Le pardon, c'est devenu si vous voulez, mon régime anti-âge. C'est devenu mon astuce pour ne pas vieillir parce que je n'aime pas traîner des problèmes sur moi. Je n'aime pas porter des problèmes qui me dépassent. Et donc, pour vous donner une petite anecdote, un jour, on avait organisé des cérémonies où il y avait des femmes et qui ont connu des difficultés de santé et qui devaient témoigner de comment elles ont pu s'en sortir à travers des traitements non conventionnels, des traitements issus de la médecine traditionnelle ou alternative. Et donc, ces personnes-là ont eu l'occasion de défiler sur une plateforme et elles ont donné leur témoignage de comment elles ont pu réussir à régler des problèmes d'arrêt cardiaque, d'AVC, grâce à la médecine alternative. Et donc, moi, je suis quelqu'un qui est passionné aussi de la mode. Et donc, ça nous a offert une magnifique opportunité de combiner à la fois la mode et la santé, le traitement, enfin la médecine, pour donner une grande visibilité à ces problématiques aux États-Unis.
Okay, thank you very much. Oh my God, time flies. It's amazing. I got so many questions. So now it's going to be our last question. So Boris, I will let you question, for example, Gerry Foster or Denise or Dr. Shirley, up to you. And you can question them as well. And then I will question to finish the program.
Yeah, Gerry, I have a question about branding. I studied a little bit marketing in college, and I learned all about branding, the importance of developing your brand, your trademark, because that's how you're going to increase your sales and capture the market share in the market. So now I am on a daily basis. I am a procurement professional. I work as a procurement professional, but on the side, I have my YouTube channel where I talk about my profession, which is supply chain, but I also talk about health and how to eat well and train exercise. What would be your advice as to if I want to develop my brand? For example, the name of my YouTube channel and how to attract the more viewers on my channel? What in terms of branding and yeah, in terms of branding, what would be the approach?
Sure. That's a great question. And let me give you a distinction first. I'm what's called a brand strategist as opposed to a brand designer. So
okay.
In the branding universe, you have brand designers who do logos and aesthetics and all the pretty colors. You got brand storytellers, social media branders, website branders, people who do t-shirts and caps. There's all of that. I do the hard stuff. Things like what distinguishes you, what makes you unique, what's your message, what's your promise, value can you deliver that nobody else can. So the long and short answer for you is that you first want to nail down what is that piece of the pie that you can claim and plant your flag to be known for something that nobody else is, that makes you fresh, unique, and original. And a lot of times people fail to understand that you have to declare what I call your divine authority, which means what is it about you that people can get and get it nowhere else. And there was an interview once of Oprah, and they asked Oprah the question about, well, how is it that you're so successful with a talk show? And she said, oh, I don't market and promote a talk show. She said, my brand is ladies, live your fulfilled life. Yeah. Tony Robbins, right? He's known for what? Not motivational talks and being a life coach. His brand has always been life on your own terms. And so for you, as I was listening to you, and by the way, you're amazing. You've got the most incredible memory, by the way. I don't know how you do it. But I was thinking about your question. My sense of you is that you open the door to next level results for the people you serve. And that's where you want to plant your flag, perhaps, to be known for that. And then build out your brand from there. You follow me?
Yeah. Okay.
Something fresh and original so that when they come across you online, your YouTube channel, your whatever, they don't feel like, oh, somebody else does what Boris does, or you sound like this other person. No. You want to be a me only brand, not me too or me also.
Yeah. Thank you.
You can translate that? No.
You have to translate your own question.
Yeah, no, I can't because I wasn't following along.
All right, not a problem.
I was listening to you.
But you got it. You get where I'm. Yeah, you're either in red ocean or blue ocean. Yeah, you want to be.
I understand. Maybe American translates that.
No, we missing time because oh my God, I was supposed to make 25 minutes and we are already 58 minutes. So I will try to. It was so interesting. But Gerry, by the way, do you think that your big brand formula is always a success story for any entrepreneur?
Yes.
For sure.
Especially the ones, though, who offer services, expertise, skill, talent, and abilities. Because the way you brand yourself or your services is very different than product branding. See, when you have a tangible object, we can see, taste, smell, or whatever, right? The 5 senses, we can judge it. But when you're branding yourself, then they're not able to do that. So you've got to brand yourself around your essence. What is that thing about you that's going to draw people to you because they feel that you are one of a kind and not just another person who does what you do? And that's what it's
just about clothes, wearing different clothes, or it's just about
that's all visual.
Change is visual. Okay.
Well, that's all part of the visual branding. But remember, there's layers to branding. I do the strategy part. Yeah, I don't do logos and pretty colors and all that. Yeah, no one's going to do business with you just because of your look. I tell people Coke and Pepsi. I doubt if the Coca-Cola drinkers prefer Coke because it's in a red can and Pepsi because it's in a blue can. It's what's inside the can that counts. So the question for you, Marie, is what's inside your can? Oh, she ain't ready.
Yeah, I'm going to think about it in 2026. What's inside my can?
Yeah, I like that.
But you get it, right?
I get it.
Yeah. You are your brand, defined by your essence and those things about you.
But sometimes we can be dressed well, and people think that you are confident, and the reality inside yourself.
Yeah, I understand, but we got to tie that in with
yourself.
Yeah, but what's your big brand idea? What's your authority statement, right? Like, what do you want to sort? Like Tony Robbins and Oprah and the rest of them. Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Not a product. That's the thing. You're not a product. It's you. Same for Boris.
Sure.
Yeah. Can I ask my question to Cherilyn, Dr. Cherilyn?
I'm sorry. I was so caught up in this.
Yeah, I had one question for you too.
Yes.
So my question is, in the United States, according to the statistics, almost 50 to 60% of Black African Americans suffer from diabetes and obesity, even though it's a problem in the United States at large. Now, according to your experience, do you think this is related to the African American being economically poor, not having the finance and resources to feed themselves perfectly, or it's because of the fact that they don't know how junk food they're exposed to can affect their health? Is it ignorance or economic related?
I think it's
La
both.
question qu'il pose, c'est que statistiquement, 60% aux États-Unis des Noirs américains souffrent du diabète, de l'obésité. Et sa question, elle est pertinente parce qu'il demande, mais est-ce que c'est juste un fait de pauvreté ou parce qu'il n'y a pas vraiment les moyens de s'acheter la bonne nourriture et qu'on se jette, enfin les Américains se jettent sur ce qu'on appelle la junk food, donc tout ce qui est McDo, etc. Ou bien c'est parce qu'ils ignorent qu'en fait en mangeant comme ça, ils peuvent tomber malades.
I think it's actually both. I had a situation once where a lady brought her she had given birth to a child that was normal weight. She came back in 2 months and the baby was huge. And so I said, what did you give the baby? No, just milk. Just milk. So finally I said, what type of milk? You know the Eagle brand milk you use to make pies with? That's what she gave to the baby. It was concentrated sugar. And it was a big butterball. So yes, the baby went into diabetes. So what we have in the Black communities, we have the worst food. Okay? We have the worst food. We have these fast food places on every corner. We have McDonald's on every corner. The sad thing about it, you also have a dialysis center on every corner almost. They're building up. How many people we have on dialysis? So racism to me in medicine, racism in healthcare, and what's happening with nutrition, we got the worst food. So you can go buy something you used to buy, now it's tainted. You know, I don't touch chicken. I wouldn't touch a bird because what they're doing to our meat is criminal. So if you're eating something that's full of hormones and they fatten up that meat to get it big, what do you think is going to happen to you? So some people who are even trying to eat healthy don't even know that. I do a lot of teaching in the community, a lot. So to try to spread the word. So a lot of ignorance, but then they put the people on the medication. They don't even look at the side effects. So you go on a diabetic medication. Do you look at the side effects of all the medications? Now all these people are having peripheral neuropathy, and then they put them on gabapentin, and that medication is causing other problems. Then they put them on an arthritic medication. Then you have your hypertensive people on medication. Do you know that some of those high blood pressure medicines can cause cancer? Do you know that some of those medicines are coming from another country and they have some really tainted fillers? This is what killed my ex-husband. He was on a medication. All of a sudden, he had the same medication. So I looked at the bottle, and now it says IA on it. So it was coming from somewhere else. So with other research, I'm finding out it came from a country and it has fillers. So you may be taking the medication that you've been taking for years, but that doesn't mean it's the same thing. My sister-in-law, diabetic, was on a diabetic medication that's well known. She called me and she said, can you refill it for me? I said, well, I'll ask my friend if he can just do that because it's the same thing, you know, but I'm not going to give you the generic. She was on 250 milligrams of this medication, put her on the brand name, Ask your doctor for the brand name of the medications. Put her on the brand name, and guess what? Instead of her needing 2 pills that was 250 milligrams, she needed half of 1 pill. Controlled her blood sugar, and she healed faster. So there is a problem with these generic medications. So we look at the Black community. They're all going to these hospitals that we know. I've had so many people go to the doctors, and this is why one of the books I'm writing is, what is your chief complaint? They don't address the chief complaint. You got to address the chief complaint. If you don't address the chief complaint, how is a person going to heal? A very dear friend of mine, her son passed away, going to the hospital for a year with abdominal pain. Abdominal pain. He should have did all the blood tests, CA, 19-9, CEA. You got to know these tests. That's why I'm putting it in a book so people can understand. Missed it. Pancreatic cancer, he died in 3 weeks. Yeah. So, so when we say nutrition, there's a lot to it. There's a lot to it with nutrition. There's a lot to it with healthcare. And this is who I am, and this is what I do. So I'm known as test, don't guess. That's my motto, test, don't guess. You tell me you have a problem, what can I do? We do lab work. We look at inflammation markers. I look at everything. Serum, insulin reaction, everything. And then we can turn it around. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I know that was a lot, but it's in my heart, okay?
Thank you. I can understand that. Franchement, comme on n'a pas le temps, je vais faire très simple. En fait, elle a répondu, elle a dit, ce sont les deux. Il y a l'ignorance et aussi le fait qu'il n'y ait pas les moyens de bien se nourrir. Et derrière ça, elle a donné même un exemple d'une femme qui nourrissait son bébé avec du lait, avec déjà du sucre. Donc l'enfant, même le bébé, il commence déjà avec le diabète. Derrière ça, il y a toute la stratégie de prendre des médicaments, et même les médicaments aussi vont créer après d'autres effets. En fait, c'est une spirale et en fait, on ne s'en sort pas. Et elle, pendant des années, elle a travaillé dessus, elle continue à parler de ça, que la santé, effectivement, c'est une très bonne nutrition et elle continuera à faire ce travail. J'ai vraiment synthétisé pour ne pas, pour pouvoir terminer, mais en gros, en fait, le problème de toute cette obésité, tout passe par le fait que beaucoup ignorent les conséquences. Et puis après, et il y a beaucoup de morts dans tout ce domaine-là parce qu'il n'y a que la malnutrition avec des McDo et des fast-food à chaque coin de la rue qui font que les gens, ils n'ont que ça et ils ne pensent pas qu'il y ait d'autres perspectives. Voilà. Boris, do you have another question for Estelle? And we're going to conclude with that.
Yeah, it wouldn't be fair if I didn't ask the question to all of our guests. So this is a question to Estelle. I know that, community service and volunteering is part of the American values. And people take a lot of pride in serving the community. And I also know that in the most cases, the people really do it out of pleasure, out of the need to service the community, the society. In return, they don't get paid most of the time. They don't have much benefits. They don't derive benefits from that, apart from the feeling of realization, contributing to the community or to the society. But sometimes we need to combine business with pleasure. How apart from you servicing the community, the society, what is it that you are personally gaining from these experiences? Whether it's finance, whether it's your self-realization.
Okay, well, number one, I love helping people. And I love seeing people smile. I love people. I love watching them grow. I love being of service. Oftentimes I'm out feeding the homeless. I live in a senior citizen building, and it's packed with seniors, needless to say. I guess it's about maybe 200 seniors in this building. Yeah. And what I don't understand is these seniors in this building, they go downstairs, it's like 12 floors. They go downstairs and they play games. They play bingo. They play cards. And they have all these games. And my thought is, well, I'm going to do something of service. My thought is, why are you guys playing games? So saying all of that to say, I don't believe in retiring. I believe that we have a lifelong journey in healing our community. If you were a teacher for 40 years and you want to retire, okay, that's fine. But at least donate an hour, 2 hours a week, every other week or something. But we all have to contribute to our community. Because if you look at our community, as Gerry said early on, all these homeless people all over the place. So we have to stand up and we have to roll up our sleeves and we have to make a difference. You know, each one of us, every day, all day, if we can. But we have to step to the plate and make a difference. And I feel fulfilled because I believe this is God's work. When I do a project, I am doing God's work. And so we are doing, Gerry works with me on the Honor Thy Father Awards. He's an integral part of it. And so I believe in doing God's work. So when I volunteer, it's doing God's work. And we have a lot of work to do, especially in America with what's going on in our community. And I'll just also say this. A lot of times, you know, we have neighbors, of course, but we don't even speak to our neighbors. You see a neighbor, you pass by, you don't get to know them. We need to get to know our neighbors. We need to knock on their doors, especially senior citizens. We really, really need to get to know our neighbors. So we need to be of service to each other. We need to look at each other when we see each other on the street. We need to smile and compliment each other, you know, from the heart. Don't make up stuff. I make it a habit every day when I'm out in the community and I'm standing in line. I'll say, hey, brother, I love your hat. Or, hey, sister, I love your bag. So we have to heal each other. So this is a commitment. It's a lifelong commitment. So volunteering is what I do, and I consider it as doing God's work.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, great.
Thank you, Estelle. Thank you. You give me hope tonight because, oh my God. Honestly, I came from Africa, and you know, in Africa, you talk to your neighbor. And when I came here in Europe, you don't talk to your neighbor. When you say hi to your neighbor, they're scared. They say, "What do you want from me?" And unfortunately, it's our society. Donc, ce que Boris a demandé, c'est que c'est bien de faire du volontariat, mais qu'est-ce qu'elle a gagné personnellement, que ce soit financièrement ou personnellement, comme avant-tu, parce que la plupart du temps, on fait du volontariat, mais on n'est pas récompensé. Et elle répond en fait que tout simplement, elle aime aider les gens parce que c'est l'œuvre de Dieu. Elle vit dans un bâtiment avec des personnes âgées. La plupart du temps, pour s'occuper, ils jouent au bingo, ils font des activités. Et elle estime qu'elle ne croit pas à tout ce qui est retraite parce que il faut aller, il y a de quoi faire dans la communauté, même si dans 2 heures de leur temps, à aider par exemple les sans-abri, à aider des personnes en difficulté, c'est très important. Et elle, pour elle, tout ce qu'elle fait, c'est vraiment servir autrui et c'est l'œuvre de Dieu. Et même sourire à son voisin, parler à son voisin, c'est quelque chose de très important qui ne se fait pas malheureusement de nos jours. Et en tout cas, elle, jusqu'au bout de sa vie, elle servira les autres. Thank you very much, Estelle. Denise, I know that we don't have time, but I need to question you about it, just in one word. You know, you make an event about air, natural air for Black women, isn't it? Yeah. You know, we have a debate about why Black women wearing wings, etc., wigs, etc., and we need to keep our natural air. Do you think that it's really important for us, for Black community, Black women, to keep their natural hair? And it is a part also of the branding, personal branding.
Yes. So, yes, let me say this. Okay. I know Gerry's looking at me going like, Denise, you look different. I got one long back braid. My hair was down to my waist. All of my hair was really long and I decided to cut it. But anyway, long story short, I went to one of my girlfriend's funerals And I'm sitting behind this woman that had on a wig that was crooked. And I'm listening to the minister talk about my friend. And I'm looking at this woman. I want to, reach over and correct her wig. And I'm thinking, wow, this doesn't look good. And then I look at all the other women that are on the row in front of me. I kid you not, my imagination went into play and all the heads started talking in my mind. One head said, I'm a wig. Another head said, I'm a weave. Another head said, I'm a pressing pearl. So I had all these heads talking to me. And so when, of course, having my hair is kinky, curly, nappy, all this stuff. But back in the day, we weren't even, if we washed our hair, it was a sin to let anybody see us with our hair in a natural. So if you look at your hair as being a disgrace, you're looking at yourself as being a disgrace. If you're looking at your hair as being ugly or insufficient or just not good enough or bad hair, you're looking at your whole being as being negative. So I started the Woolly Me Natural Hair Expo, and what it did was it opened you up. It awakened you to the truth of who you really are. And our hair is like antennas. Nobody has hair like we do. So having African hair is beautiful. And so with the Woolly Me Natural Hair Expo, it was an expo and conference. And so women were waking up to who they truly are. Beautiful, beautiful women. And so it's good. And I see women with sister locks all the time. And it's just beautiful seeing women. Marie, it's good to see you in your beautiful locks. And Cherilyn in her locks. And me,
yeah, sure.
Short locks.
My hair. I just don't like to comb it.
Yeah, but in reference to wigs, I look at wigs as a cover-up, covering up our natural beauty, covering up God's glory. So yeah, I'm pro natural hair. Absolutely, I love it.
But Marie, that's a touchy subject. With Black women, they say there's 3 things you don't mess with. Don't mess with my man, my money, or my hair.
Sure. Sure. That's true. Oh, thank you very much. En fait, je posais la question sur est-ce que les femmes noires doivent conserver leurs cheveux naturels, parce qu'il y a un débat dessus. Et évidemment, elle a parlé, je fais ça très, très simple. Pour elle, effectivement, les cheveux des femmes noires, c'est naturels, bien sûr, sont très, très beaux. Donc, en fait, à conserver. Elle a parlé d'une valeur spirituelle derrière et tout ça. Mais en réalité, enfin, pour faire simple, mais il appartient à la femme aussi de conserver et de montrer ses cheveux naturels qui sont des signes de beauté, etc. C'est ce qu'il faut faire, en gros. Thank you, Denise, because, okay, you forced me to not wear wigs anymore. I will try it for 2026. This is my new resolution as well. Okay. Everybody, I'm really glad to have you here. So, Gerry, I know, just in 30 seconds, please, your last word for our community. When I say our, I consider myself as a Black, but I'm talking more about Black American. So with what you're doing, with branding, etc., what is your word for this community, Black community in the United States for 2026?
To know that you are precious and one of a kind, and that you are perpetually rare. And to just embrace that and not try to fit in with everybody else, but to be your unique divine self.
Donc, qu'est-ce que vous direz de la... Boris, pardon, sorry. Vas-y.
Oui, alors la question qui a été posée à Gerry, c'est de dire son dernier mot par rapport pour clore cet échange, et à Gerry de dire que il voudrait adresser à toutes les femmes afro-américaines ce message qu'elles sont belles, elles sont uniques, et elles doivent embrasser cela, elles doivent vraiment adopter cet état d'esprit de dire qu'elles sont belles, elles sont uniques, elles sont exceptionnelles.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Cherilyn, same word for you, your last word.
My last words are take time to love yourself. Give yourself a hug every day. No, if you don't have to have a mate in your house and nobody's there to hug you, give yourself a hug, a good bear hug. Look in the mirror in your eyes and say, I love you. I love you just the way you are. Remember what you put in your body. Is it to nourish my body or is it to make me sick? Keep those things in mind. Get plenty of rest, drink water, take time to meditate, take time to pray. Take time to pray. And thank God for another day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Voilà, donc le message, c'est de dire, regardez-vous dans un miroir et dites-vous, je m'aime, parce que c'est important de s'apprécier soi-même et d'être fier de ce qui on est en se regardant dans le miroir. Et surtout, se rappeler que ce que vous mettez dans votre bouche peut avoir deux objectifs. Soit ça vous construit, parce que c'est des aliments sains, soit ça vous détruit, parce que c'est délétère pour votre santé. Et donc, prenez le temps de dormir, de méditer, de réfléchir et de prier, et tout ira mieux.
I forgot one other. Yeah. Can I just say one? And also, at the end of the day, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself and forgive others. You're going to sleep better that night. If you have insomnia, you watch, you'll sleep better. Forgive yourself. Remember through the day what happened that day. Forgive others. That person who cut you off in the freeway. Somebody who did something, whatever. Forgive you. Because in most cases, people don't stop to forgive themselves. So that's it. Thank you.
Et surtout, ayez l'habitude de vous pardonner à vous-même les offenses que vous faites à vous-même ou aux autres. Demandez aussi pardon aux autres. Peu importe ce qui se passe dans la journée, que quelqu'un vous ait dépassé sur l'autoroute, prenez le temps de considérer, de pardonner les autres, car c'est important pour votre bien-être émotionnel et même spirituel.
Thank you, Dr. Cherilyn, and I hope to have you again for March 8th for the celebration of International Women's Day, because you said something very important. But if you don't have a man, you have to hug yourself. So we're going to have a debate on it, because
Yes.
many women think that the only way to appreciate themselves is to get married.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
And Denise?
I would say all of us have gifts. I really resonate with what Gerry Foster said. All of us have gifts, and each one of us are on the planet to display our gifts, to give our gifts. And you just have to keep your eye on the prize. People may not understand your gifts. They may try to detour you, but it's not their gift. It's your gift. And so you have to keep your eye on the prize and do whatever you feel that's needed for you to make your contribution to glorify God.
Amen.
Amen. Chacun d'entre nous a un rêve, chacun d'entre nous a un don, pardon, et il est important que chacun s'approprie son don et travaille à le développer, à le polir, pour finalement se mettre au service du monde et de la communauté. C'est vrai, des personnes autour de vous pourraient vous détourner de ce chemin, pourraient vous dissuader de poursuivre votre rêve, mais gardez le regard fixé sur l'objectif, car c'est ainsi que vous parviendrez à exploiter votre plein potentiel.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you a lot, Gerry Foster. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Denise, Estelle. Thank you a lot, Dr. Cherilyn. Merci beaucoup, Boris. I was very glad to have you here, and I learned a lot from you. And
Thank you. I appreciate the time we spent together. And I'm going to be visiting the U.S. once again in summer this year. And I hope I get the chance to meet you. So if you leave your, maybe your WhatsApp number or whatever, that would be easy for contact.
And honestly, we need people like you here in Europe. Where you have your vision, we truly need it for women here in Europe, even in Africa, for Black community, because we're suffering a lot from many less of confidence, a lot here. So we need your speech. Thank you very much. And it was a great time for me. Merci à tous. And Gerry, welcome to Europe. Come back to France. We're going to organize something.
Come on,
and
come
you
to France.
come and check the entrepreneur. Because we are RG Press here, you know. We are we have many things. So we need you here. Please come
Send
here.
for me. Just send for me. Send for me.
And you know the truth about Black people is that no matter from what part of the world you come from, whenever you meet a Black person, he welcomes you home because you're part of the family.
We are part of
right.
So if
Come
you
to
come
Paris.
here, don't hesitate to contact us. We're going to welcome you, and for sure.
But you know, I'm developing a whole line of products, about 10, from some prior work that I've done. Long story short, it's going to be on a platform that can be translated into different languages. So we should talk.
Oh.
Yeah, these are some of my most popular videos and things. So
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
put
Thank you.
it into French, whatever language.
Yeah.
We'll be glad to welcome it.
I'll
So,
let you know.
merci beaucoup. Merci à tous. Nous avons passé 1h30 vraiment merveilleuse avec ces 3 invités qui nous ont beaucoup appris de leur expérience. C'est tout un parcours de vie. Merci à Boris pour l'interprétation, pour tes questions pertinentes. Et merci à ZIANA TV America. Merci énormément à Marjorie Lieutek, qui est notre partenaire à Los Angeles. Malka pour le travail de coordination. Et bien sûr à toute l'équipe de ZIANA America pour le travail merveilleux. All of them, I wish you a happy New Year's again and all the best for 2026. And I hope that God going to give us strength and everything we want. Health. Number 1. Thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you too.
God bless you.
you.
Thank you.
Merci beaucoup.
Bye.
Au revoir.